All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Address This with Qasim Rashid. I have made a promise to y'all that we'll be elevating the right candidates to stop this fascism from advancing. You guys are going to be extraordinarily critical of Republicans and of corporate Democrats. And I want you to know that my criticism is not without solution. And one answer to these injustices we face are leaders like Michael Blake running for Congress in the 15th Congressional District of New York against a pretty well known member of Congress, Ritchie Torres. We'll talk about him in a second, but Michael, thank you for joining us today.
Man, appreciate you, Q. Grateful for you.
Let's start with the important stuff. New York Knicks are heading back to the NBA Finals for the first time in what, 26 years?
20,
How many years has it been?
27 years, man.
20.
It's been since '99, so that we had to bust out the Ewing, the Jamaican vibes right
I,
now.
I will just say that as a Bulls fan, you're welcome for George
Oh,
retiring to allow you guys to get to the finals. And I will say that that Patrick Ewing layup I think still haunts people
oh,
forever
I
and ever.
mean, the Ewing layup, Starks only hitting 2 shots against the
2018.
Rockets. I mean, it just there's things as Knicks fans that you just don't forget, which is why we're so obnoxious right now,
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
just pure joy.
Own it. Own the joy, and I think the way Jalen Brunson has done it as an underdog has been fantastic to see him kind of, you can say, yeah, he's a son of an NBA player, and yeah, that gave him a huge advantage. But you look at all the hate he got, and you look at his body size and build up, you would not see him as a guy leading the Knicks to the finals. And so kudos to him and to the entire New York City fan base, and I hope you guys take it. I mean, this is great.
This is feels
Um,
it feels good, and for all the people that were talking shit about the Knicks the last few years, about they overpaid Brunson and
Yeah.
why didn't get Cat and OG and Bridges, it's just been the greatest 11-game run in the
Yeah.
history of the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Just
guys own
just
it.
say it. Just
Yeah,
say it.
own it. Own it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't watch the NBA like I used to anymore. I can't stand the new rules on traveling. They're all like Magellan at this point. I can't stand the flopping with SGA. I mean, and then talk about this has nothing to do with your campaign, but then they talk about how they're better than they were in the 90s. And I'm like, these people wouldn't stand a single run down the court without being elbowed and then having to go to the locker room. So don't, I'm an old head now at this point. That's just the way I am.
Hey, look, it's pertinent to the campaign because, yesterday we were having some conversations with voters
Yeah.
and engage, and people were very clear of nothing is happening after 8 p.m. Eastern
Yeah. That's right.
because we're getting on the phone
That's right.
and we're watching this game, right? And so we understand the rhythm. So
Yeah.
I'm very clear on June 3rd when the finals begins. There's a whole field program that can't happen when the games are happening. So we understand what's
That's
going
right.
on.
That's right. You got to know your base. Well, let's talk about this. I want to start talking about the campaign. Michael Blake, for those of you guys tuning in, is running for U.S. Congress in the 15th Congressional District against Ritchie Torres, who presents himself as a progressive, presents himself as an ally of Black and Brown people, but is anything but, and his record speaks to that. It'll be easy for me to dunk on him and how horrible he is, but more importantly, I want to talk about Michael Blake and why we need to get him elected to Congress. Let's start with a very simple question. What is your superhero origin story where you decided, you know what, the status quo is not working. I'm going to change it. I'm going to put myself to the torture of running for Congress.
You know, real talk, we deserve better. And, I'm a son of immigrants. My mama always teases me, she still does, that it's hard to see, but above me is actually a portrait of the Lord's Supper, which they gave me when I was born, because I was born with a heart murmur.
Mm,
And she and my daddy teased me that I was going to be one of three things in the full Jamaican stereotype, if you will. I was going to be a preacher, I was going to be a journalist, and be a politician. I ended up being all three.
I love
Right.
it.
And
I
I'm
love it.
named after Jamaican politicians, Michael Manley, Alexander Bustamante. And it would have been easy to sit on the sideline, right? But with everything going on in the country, even think about today, I mean, shit, you actually finally had a court do the right thing where they rejected the Alabama maps,
Hmm.
from redistricting. Now we're gonna see if they try to take the Supreme Court. But like the vibe of what is going on in the country, sitting on the sideline is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And I could be pissed off, I could be angry, I could be upset. And at the end of the day, if I do nothing, that's allowing Trump and his cronies to win. And candidly, that also allows for people like Ritchie Torres, who are fake Democrats and effectively Republicans, to win as
Hmm.
well. We're not going to allow that right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, look, my superpower is that, I love my people. And I refuse to be in a spot like we're in the Bronx right now, where over and over again we get talked about in the negative. And I just want people to understand what's really possible if we can change the
Mhm.
game.
Yeah, and I love that because you can't lead the people till you love the people, and you're leading by example in the space. I looked at the polling, and the polling has, and my job is just to be objective with folks.
Of course.
There's parts of the polling that's very inspiring, and parts that doesn't look great. The
Yeah.
initial polling shows Richie Torres up double digits,
Yeah.
which is hard to overcome. However, the huge bright spot, and this is a part I want you to talk about, is once people actually get a chance to see his platform and your platform, you are leading in the polls.
Correct.
And that is a big delta, though, right? From the point of where we are now to mass educate voters to show them, hey, this is the guy that's fighting for universal healthcare. This is the guy who's going to vote to end the genocide in Gaza. This is the guy who's going to take corporate money out of politics. This is the guy who's not going to be bought by APAC.
Yeah.
People love that. They love it. There's no debate about that.
Yeah.
You got even MAGA conservatives who are like, yeah, I don't want APAC in politics. I don't want corporate money in politics. People recognize
That's right.
this is less about left versus right, more about the billionaire class who are buying politicians versus ordinary working folks. So the question is,
Yeah.
with just a couple of months, when is the primary
Well,
exactly?
we're a month away. We got
Month
time. We
away.
got time. Yeah.
So with just a month away, 30 days,
Yeah.
what is the game plan? I know you've already been doing it, but how are we educating the voters so that they understand that one, Richie Torres is not their friend, and two, that you are the man for the job.
So I start to the objective point. In the poll that was just conducted, which was not our poll, another poll that was just created, 40% of people don't want Richie Torres out the
Mm,
gate, right? So I always think that's important for the starting point,
huge.
that you have someone who is a three-term incumbent, who has not had a primary, who's been sending out mail and all these things, and 40% of people initially are saying they don't want him.
Mm,
And so that's without even doing anything.
yeah,
Then the beauty of it is within the poll, and this is all public information. It's called a fight worth having. Uh, just by people learning about me, not even talking about him, it becomes a 5 point race.
it's beautiful. It's great.
Just that alone, literally doing nothing else. And so when we talk about what's happening here, I always want to remind people I served in the assembly 3 terms here in the 79th district. I worked for President Obama for close to 7 years, including in the White House, leading African American and minority business outreach.
Mhm.
I fed families here throughout the Bronx and New York City throughout COVID and got PPE out to people. We've done these things in a very real and concrete way. And equally, last year, 13,922. That's the number of people who live in the 15th Congressional District who ranked me for mayor just last year.
Mm,
There has not been a vote for a primary in 22 and 24 for Congress.
mm,
So we've actually not seen what could happen for Richie in a Democratic primary
yeah,
versus what we've seen what has happened for me. Now, so to your question, we start from that place. We start from that place. We start from that place, but where do we go? Let's be clear. Michael Blake, I want to protect our immigrants. I want to repeal the Laken Riley Act. We want to have abolish and prosecute ICE. We want to hold these characters accountable. Ritchie Torres has voted for the Laken Riley Act to increase deportations. He voted to express gratitude for ICE. He gave funding out as well. It is truly a scenario of what is unacceptable. Healthcare. I'm saying very clearly we need to have Medicare for all while we also have to expand and protect Medicaid. I worked on the Affordable Care Act and worked for President Obama, as well as diversity in medicine. Ritchie Torres has not stated any time a support for Medicare for all any of these policies.
crazy.
On affordability, I say to people, let's lower rent, groceries, and gas. Let's actually have true affordable housing by ending credit scores, increasing income limits, and have a local median application. These are the things that are not happening for him.
Yeah,
I said, let's cancel student debt. He's not saying a damn thing. And let's talk about the big piece right here. When it comes to the war and the genocide, I'm saying very clearly a genocide is happening. Full stop. I have no hesitation on that. I'm an ordained reverend who has preached in the Middle East. I have visited Israel. I have seen what's happening in Gaza. I have a lead advisor on our team who is a Palestinian. So I've seen all different dynamics. I tell people all the time, being critical of Netanyahu and critical of the Israeli government doesn't make you anti-Semitic. That's the language that the other side wants you to have and fool you and confuse you right now. What I can say is that women, baby, families should not be killed for a war we have no damn business being in. On
mhm,
the flip side, Richie Torres is publicly on the record on the Guy Benson interview last year of saying that he supports the war and
Yep.
he supports the US being involved in the war. And so at the end of the day, we want to make it very clear that any person that is running for the US House or US Senate is a vote for you no matter where you live. So if you want to help us right now and change the game in a very real way and say we deserve better, we got 28 days to go change the game and to do this. And we need people to go to our website, donate what you can, volunteer what you can, sign up to help us, michaelblakeforcongress.com, and make it very clear. And to the point around the polling, I do remind people just last year, you had a scenario where the day of the election, people were saying that Zoran Mamdani was going to lose, and we
Yeah.
saw what happened.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I think that's the point that organized people beat organized money. I just put your website up for those tuning in. We're speaking of Michael Blake running for U.S. Congress in New York's 15th Congressional District. His website is michaelblakeforcongress.com. I did not realize that Ritchie Torres voted for the Laken Riley Act. And,
Absolutely.
as a human rights lawyer, let me share that it's not just a Republican bill. This is a bill that denies due process of law to immigrants. And what's so frightening about that is to have a black man vote for a bill that denies due process of law to immigrants, to me, is like a black man supporting the Dred Scott decision that black people aren't privy to due process of law because they're subhuman. The dehumanization of immigrants which is again largely black and brown people. Over 97% of the people have arrested arbitrarily are black and brown people. This is a revival of Jim Crow white supremacy, of antebellum white supremacy.
Absolutely.
And to have a black Latino member of Congress sit in a deep blue seat, by the way, he's not like afraid of getting primaried from the right.
Correct.
He is facing a deep blue seat. And the only reason I can think of that he would vote for this is because he is so bought and sold by corporate entities who have it profitable for them that he does it. So I didn't realize that. That's horrifying. So I guess my question then, Michael, is
Yeah.
his votes are pretty atrocious. They're insanely bad. Why is the word not getting out about this? Why don't people understand just how bad he actually is?
So I'm going to address both. So for the Laken Riley Act, not only am I agreeing with you that it is a reprehensible bill in every possible manner when it comes to black and brown people. Ritchie Torres, this is in a political article, which is Ritchie Torres deportation flip flop. A primary reason why he supported the Laken Riley Act is that Ritchie Torres actually wanted to run for governor,
Mm,
not for reelection, and he thought it would make him more appealing,
mm,
moderates and Republicans in a general election because he was criticizing Kathy Hochul at the time. So I just want to make sure we internalize this. Again, the Laken Riley Act ends due process to increase deportations,
right.
and a Democrat in the Bronx voted for it.
Insane.
Then thereafter, voted on the resolution to express gratitude for ICE, which within that resolution, it was supporting what was happening as relates to the Israeli government. So I just want to be very clear, like those are decisions he made. So
Yeah.
to your question on why things not getting out, because Richie doesn't want you to know. He wants you to believe that showing up and giving out turkeys and showing up and smiling with a fake paper check is sufficient.
Yeah.
Uh, and is hoping that the media will not talk about what is going on as it relates to the heinous bills that are happening. If I were to say to you, there is a person who voted for the Laken Riley Act, who voted with Republicans in support of a cryptocurrency bill, so you could not investigate what's going on with cryptocurrency, that has been support of what's going on for statehood, which is being led by Trump MAGA leadership itself, who actually just endorsed a Republican in New York and Bruce Blakeman instead of the Democrat governor. If I told you there was an individual who does not have any bills that have become law as around affordability, then why the hell should they have office?
It's insane.
That's why we're running. That's why he has to go.
It's indefensible. And folks also forget you can't, in good faith, oppose Trump being in the Epstein files and vote for the Laken Riley Act. People don't realize that under the Biden administration, the Guardian publishes, I think NPR did as well, there are 5,000 documented cases of child migrant sexual abuse by ICE and DHS. And the Biden administration didn't investigate it at all. A complete failure by the Biden administration. They gave ICE even more money. Absurd. So for someone like Richie Torres to claim he opposes Trump and wants there to be accountability for the Epstein files, while thanking an organization that we know has at least 5,000 documented cases of child sexual abuse is a hypocrisy that you cannot really put into words. And I think you're right. I mean, this is where we need to get the word out. And I love the fact that you're making yourself so available and accessible to have these conversations. What does he ask of folks watching? What does he ask of folks, whether they're in your district or not? How can they support you and help you get across the finish line?
Well, look, we've got 4 weeks to continue to get this message out, and I appreciated the conversation about the poll. Uh, the beauty of the poll, which is so exciting of it, is the second people learn about the positive elements of me, of being a reverend, being a community leader, the work I've done in the assembly, the work I did with President Obama coming back home, and learning about the policy difference against Richie Torres. I take the lead in the poll 41-38.
Love it.
So we know the path is there. We absolutely know the path is there. It's now telling the story. So the best way that people can help us is multiple ways. First and foremost, go to our website and sign up to volunteer. No matter where you live, sign up to volunteer to make phone call shifts so we can talk to voters in the district about why me and why not Richie Torres. And to be very clear again, I am against the genocide. He is for the war. He has actually said he is for the war.
Yep.
I am protecting of immigrants. He voted to deport immigrants. I am saying we need Medicare for all. Richie Torres will not say that at all. I am saying we need to cancel student debt. Richie Torres will not state these things. It is being very clear of the contrast. And equally to the point, Richie Torres has literally helped Donald Trump and himself make more money through cryptocurrency in a
Hmm.
bill that helped Trump make more money. But also, what a lot of people don't realize, and Sludge reported this about a year and a half ago, Richie Torres personally invested in the weapons makers making weapons in the
Wow.
war.
Wow.
There is a tremendous difference between me and Richie Torres. And so when we think about how you can help, go to our website, www.michaelblakeforcongress.com, sign up to volunteer, make phone calls from anywhere. Equally, I'm asking that you donate. Donate anything you can. The most you can donate for the primary, 3,500. Everything matters. It could be $25, 50, 100, whatever it may be. I'm asking that you donate and support us there. I'm asking that you also let people know who live in the Bronx to go vote for me. Here's the beauty of our district. We're the only district that is completely within the Bronx. The other three congressional
Mm.
districts are split up elsewhere. So if you have been to Yankee Stadium, Bronx Zoo, Botanical Garden, Fordham University, Lincoln Hospital, any of these places, you have been in our district. And I want us to do this in real time as well. I know there's a little bit glare. I have more endorsements than Richie Torres does. I want you
Who
to
are
think
these
about it.
organizations? Read out some of these organizations because we can't see it in the screen. But who are these organizations that have endorsed you? I want people to understand. You can judge a man by the company he keeps. So who are the people keeping your company?
So, for context, I'm running against an incumbent. There have been 8 union endorsements thus far in the race, and 6 of them have been for me,
Mm,
including Unite Here, Local 100, including 5 of the locals from DC 37, including the largest one, Local 372, including the Alliance of South Asian American Labor. All have
good,
endorsed me,
good.
right?
I'm glad
Oh, man.
those top pages are endorsing you.
South
Good.
Asians out here right now. We have Muslim Democratic Club of New York,
Excellent.
M-Gage Action, Yemeni American Merchant Association Action, all have endorsed us.
All great orgs.
All these groups are with us, and we're excited about what's happening. The Just this past week, not only have the Fordham College Democrats already endorsed this, but Fordham University is directly across the street from Richie's office.
Yeah,
The High School Democrats of America, the College Democrats of America, and the College Democrats of New York have all endorsed our campaign.
I love it.
Catholic Votes for Common Good. Catholic has the largest representation in the district, have endorsed our campaign. Until Freedom, led by Tamika Mallory and Linda Sarsour and my son General, have endorsed our campaign.
It's great.
Congressman Bowman, Mayor Baraka, Mayor de Blasio, all have endorsed our campaign.
Love it.
32 endorsements already in our race against an incumbent. So if you all want to help us to win this thing, 4 weeks from today, sign up to volunteer because you will allow us to talk to absentee voters immediately. There are people who have ballots now. Sign up to volunteer so you can help us when early voting begins on June 13th. Donate what you can. Again, anything matters. The most you can do is 3,500. Everything you can do is incredibly appreciative. and help us change the game so that APAC, Trump, crypto, Ritchie Torres can go bye bye.
I will close with this that I am a man of my word. I just went to your website and donated some money myself because I believe in you and I believe that I can't ask folks to do something I'm not willing to do myself. The contrast couldn't be more clear. Michael Blake for Congress.com is the website. Is that correct? Michael Blake for
That's
Congress?
the website. You can go vote or you can support the Knicks. Whatever you want to do.
I love it. I love it. Hey, let's get two victories. Let's get you across this finish line, and let's get the Knicks their first NBA final since the 1970s. Michael Blake for Congress, New York's 15th Congressional District. Thanks for joining us. We hope to have you back once you win this primary.
I appreciate you. And I just got to say this, your voice is necessary and you are an inspiration to a lot of us. So Q, I appreciate you.
Hey, brother, we're all here trying to do the same thing, serve humanity, and appease our creator. That's it. That's what it comes down to. So I appreciate you as well. Thanks to you all for tuning in to Let's Address This with Qasim Rashid. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Peace.